We're going.
We're live?
Yes. And now you see, it's only live on my little derpy channel, which nobody watches. So what you do, what I'm going to do now for this next 1 minute is...
Oh, you are live.
Right.
So
now...
how do I share it?
Now you share it.
Here, you share it. I'm on there, just share it. See it?
Share groups, what the fuck? I don't fucking know what to tell you there, Dave.
I know what to do.
Wait a minute. Did that actually... Okay, so we're live on my page now. Maybe you
Right.
can pick it up from my page.
Yeah, let me just go to the page. God damn it. Give us a sec.
Hello, dear viewers. We love you very, very much. And we're very, very sorry that it takes us time to do this, but we gotta go live, and when we do, you know, it takes time to set up. And if we show a blank screen, you just see a blank screen and there's nothing at all happening. So this is what's happening.
How we doing? How we doing out there? It's early. Early. Again, we went out to Walmart yesterday. Got some updates. I think first the biggest news.
God damn it. I had a hat on.
Yeah, the hat on.
There.
That's out.
What's up?
What's that thing?
Oh, this thing's irrelevant. We're good.
We're good. Why are you moving around?
Because I have to, man. I got
He
shit
has,
to do.
he has to move around. Anyway, all right. Some updates.
Well, now I fucking forgot.
Of course you do. Pennsylvania has now closing their liquor stores. That's going to go over real well.
It's a crisis.
Wow. And apparently, I think it's either Illinois or Ohio now has the power to ban gun and alcohol sales. Man, you know, for me, they start banning these, or you can't get that's going to be crazy. Just crazy. So stock up. Stock up now. I guess some good news. China, it's now on the back end of the virus or something like that. Some other things though. Why are we here? Music. Some new cancellations, and just to let you know, everything on
Hi, Adam.
on the you know in the mid scene or the jam scene and stuff like that, you can just consider all that canceled. Okay, but there's some bigger ones, and I tell you, a channel I go on all the time, Relics, which was a magazine and stuff. They have coronavirus cancellations and postponements. So if you're wondering about a show or anything like that, I mean, more than likely, if you have a hunch your show is canceled, it's probably canceled. Just for bands that I love, Goose canceled their show at the 8x10 in Baltimore. That show is April 21st or 22nd, somewhere like that. So I have a feeling the shows I planned on going to, such as Goose in Raleigh, Pigeons and Goose in Richmond, and Marvin at River City Roll, I think all of those things are probably going to be canceled, but no word on that. However, Goose at the 8x10 Baltimore is now canceled. No postponement, canceled. So we'll see what happens with that. Other ones. Whether you care or whether you don't, I don't know. ZZ Top postponed their Vegas residency. By the way, there's a great doc on ZZ Top on Hulu called Little Band from Texas. Thought it was a really good doc. Pretty cool. Check it out. Rolling Stones have postponed their No Filter North American tour. No surprise here. They postponed the entire tour. Oysterhead with Les Claypool and Stuart Copeland and Trey from Fish, not that one.
The other one.
They have postponed the Los Angeles show, and they have canceled the Chicago and Stanford shows. So.
Bye, Robin.
And then the big one, the Monster Festival. This is another monster multi-day festival now. New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival has been rescheduled. I think, I'm looking here, I think they rescheduled it for the fall. Let's see, it will now take place in the fall. They don't have the dates yet. But, I mean, this is a multi-day massive thing. New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. That is now postponed as well. I've seen some clubs now saying they're going to be closed for 2 months. And those were posts that came out yesterday and today. So that, I mean, I don't know. I mean, my big festival every year is Dome Fest in West Virginia. This year it's in mid-May, what, around May 17th?
Yeah, let me check.
Man, that's cutting it close on this. Most people are saying we're closed for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, end of the March, we'll reevaluate.
May 14th.
May 14th is the start of that.
It's too close to home. We're already losing Goose.
I know.
This is madness.
Yep. So that, if you go the 8 weeks and stuff, that's like a week before or something. Trey's checking out all these comments down there. How are you?
Howdy, everyone. Sister Donnie tells us that all restaurants in West Virginia just closed. Wow.
All right, my sister just said she can't hear us.
And Tilly, why are you watching us instead of sitting here?
Can you guys hear us? Can somebody see if you can hear us or not? So, anybody?
I believe that was, I think that might have been after I knocked it over. Let us hope. Wait, oh, no, I'm not going to touch it. First, let's
Trey
see.
knocked the mic over.
I can see that they can hear us.
Can you hear us? Can somebody say if you can hear us or not? Jesus Christ, here's all these posts, and then now nobody, you're just looking at us, just miming.
Maybe we are. Maybe we are. No,
can you hear us?
Don't worry about it, man. Most of these folks are on phones. They don't want to type in and say stuff. Anyways, we know that Dawn is listening to us because she contributed that.
Yeah, all restaurants just closed in West Virginia. It's amazing. Virginia right now, Maryland, D.C., North Carolina, closed all bars and restaurants. Virginia, no, they're still at the 10-person max. So, I don't know what the hell Northam is doing. I work in a restaurant, right? There's that 10-person limit. We were open today. Of course, I didn't go in. They don't need me. I run door. They don't need me because if you take all the people that work at the bar I work at, that's now we could have technically 5 people. looking for a point here. I don't know. What else? Guess. Is that it? I don't even know. I mean, we're all at a standstill now. I guess we're loaded. Man, I hope they don't stop cigarette and alcohol sales. That would. This is the way the world ends. Right here. If that happens. I don't understand why they would do that. Oh, but don't worry. Every American who filed taxes is going to get a $1,000 check. Believe that when we see it. Ridiculous. I've never seen. We're so. Can we get any organization here, please? Anything? I'm just a squirrel. Anybody else have any information? Go. I don't know. Let's see.
In other news, I have news here. Apparently, Boston, Massachusetts has said, "Fuck it, we don't care anymore. Tom Brady's gone, and we're all gonna die."
Yeah, Brady's gone. Looks like he's going to the Bucks for $30 million a year. That's the thing on that. He wants to get out of the cold, I guess. I mean, I don't even know. Honestly, if I'm Brady, he's got a hot wife. He's got 6 rings. Just retire. This is stupid. This is not going to end well.
What is the future of a sport like the NFL that at one point depended very heavily on large stadium?
Well, that's the future of all sports in general. NHL has released some info, like I guess the regular season would be done, and then they would start the playoffs with a 2-week training period to get back into shape. But as of now, after the quarantine towards the end of March, foreign players can go back home until further notice. That's not good. So that might be gone. I saw today members of the Brooklyn Nets in the NBA, including Kevin Durant, tested positive for corona. What else? Baseball's being pushed back, opening day 2 weeks. That's going to go back further. XFL, their season's canceled. I think they're done as a league. Let's see. Again.
He hate me.
Again. Can they hear us? Am I just talking?
No, I'm quite certain they can hear us. Actually, we'd like to say hello to all of you, and among other things, ask you what y'all are doing. We've been able to look in on a few of you.
Yeah. But, I want to know what you guys are doing.
Yeah, what are your various responses to the apocalypse? And
I'll be right back.
And here's another question I'd like to pose to you, because this is something that Tilly and Scott and I were chatting about there. We were thinking about setting up a board game here on the table and playing it for a while. I mean, I know that's kind of boring, but one of the ideas would be that some of our viewers could chime in and play as one of the Monopoly characters or something like that. We think we can handle that sort of stuff. What else is good in the world? I had a wonderful walk today.
Beautiful day today. I thought it was gorgeous.
Spring is happening here for some of our pals who are not here.
Not long. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll go that long. It's supposed to get back down to the 50s, but hey, high 50s, March. This is when the blizzards are supposed to happen. Wouldn't it be a great time for a blizzard right now? We're ready.
For my friends in Belize, you wonder perhaps what might spring be like. If you can imagine, if every tree was a vaca flora and every vaca flora was a different color and went off at a slightly different time over about 4 weeks.
Yeah.
That that's sort of what it looks like.
I don't know what a vaca flor is. What is that?
Oh, it's this amazing, amazing tree that has these pink orchid-like flowers on it, and the cattle just absolutely adore it. So, and it's an incredibly hardy plant, so you can basically like chop a section of it and then replant it, and it'll regrow. So that's how you make your fence post, I believe.
The Bradford pears are in bloom.
Boy,
Hey, Chris Lockhart, if you're out there, I know they're the bane of your existence, and
yeah,
I've been reading up ever since you said that.
mm-hmm.
You're not kidding. Invasive species. No, screw those trees.
Yeah. I remember those. I think we should have Chris Lockhart over to speak to us about the wisdom.
Well, not now. We're in self-quarantine.
Bradford. Well, maybe you can call in Bradford pears, pansies. Some other big favorites of his. Maybe phlox. Dare I say it? No, I'm not gonna talk on phlox. We have mint. We have mint outside.
Yeah, we got mint. Is it growing?
Nah, but it'll be here soon.
Saw some tulips outside today.
Yeah.
That was kind of cool. Man, I'm trying to.
So,
I mean, we really don't have a lot to talk about. I guess I don't want.
no, we totally do, actually. Here's one of the things I want to do is just. I thought it might be interesting to review our beloved calendar here. Just to observe the atomic bomb-like effect that it has had on.
This is just for us, though. Like these were things that not necessarily that we would have gone to all of these, but we use this calendar. This calendar, by the way, is made by my dad. He's an amazing photographer.
Yes.
And
this is some very cool stuff here. Let's see.
Those are photographs. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so for example, the month of March, you can see we had this thing frickin' planned. It was going. We had a lot going on, and just to review what's already been killed in this month. Let's see. That we had written down. We lost Shag.
Mm-hmm.
We lost Papadozio.
Yeah.
Let's see, there was CBDB.
CBDB, that was at the Richmond River City Roll. They canceled, but they still had that. Like Kendall Street Company was there and stuff like that. They still had that. I don't know how I feel about that.
Windhand, man.
Windhand was going to play at the Golden Pony in Harrisonburg, Virginia, of all places. Fantastic doom metal band. Yeah, that's done. In fact, Golden Pony is now shut down. Yeah, just so I don't forget, some places that are shut down now, and this is voluntary. Byre Street Bistro is now shut down. Zeus Theater shut down. Visualite shut down, although they are going to have curbside popcorn. Whatever that is. What else closed? I know Baja is shutting down for tomorrow for them to reevaluate, and I think they're going to open just for curbside service. Any other place, there's a 10 patron minimum in Virginia. I just don't understand this right now, but what else? Some other places that have closed. I haven't heard anything from like Blue Point or Green Room or anything. If you have any information on that, text us. We'll get it out there.
Yeah, obviously we're a little thin on news because we didn't, a certain someone was playing Hitler all day and did successfully.
He won. He won World War II today.
Yeah.
So.
But till the damn Soviets betrayed me. Anyways.
Yep.
As a result, I didn't go asking around, but what we need to be doing is we need to be talking to all of you because we have high interest in what all of you are doing. in particular, like for example, we'd all love to know like how Kaylin Siegman is doing with her plan to send flowers out in wrappers and have folks arrange them themselves and all that sort of stuff. I'd be interested to see. Has anyone heard from Mal and Joe about Queen City, and have they got their stuff online yet?
I think they do, but don't quote me on that. Somebody asked Molly Murphy or Joe Zulo. If you're texting them or saying them, see how that goes, let us know. We can put in links. We can do all this.
Yeah.
So let us know about what's going on. Let's see. Don't know about much. Now, told you guys yesterday that I will be doing an album a day, music for the apocalypse. So, first album chose today is Tool, Enema. This is more about the apocalypse in your mind, super psychedelic. If you don't know who Tool is, I can't help you. If you like Tool, great. If you don't like Tool, I don't care. The thing about it, though, the song Enema, these guys are from LA. They hate LA, right? And so when they started to write this album, they used the destruction of Los Angeles by natural selection and by Mama Earth in general, literally having the entire state fall off in an earthquake. And one of the lyrics is, Mom's gonna fix it all soon, Mom's gonna put it back the way it ought to be. And then in it, they say, learn to swim, right? So, great album. It's hard, it's heavy, it's prog, it's psychedelic. And it's not for everybody, but if you don't know Tool by now, they're like huge in the scene. Tool is also supposed to be playing JPJ, John Paul Jones Arena in Charlottesville, April 22nd. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I wasn't going, $150 a ticket. But, yeah. So, Enema is the first album in the soundtrack to the apocalypse. And there's going to be different. It's not all going to be metal or anything like that. But that's the first album I chose because it's just been Learn to Swim has been going on in my head. And that seems to be everything. You know, I was reading earlier today about, what to do in this. One of the things they're saying on doing, don't inundate yourself with all this coronavirus stuff. Be informed, but don't inundate. It's just going to drive you insane. Follow the CDC guidelines, do all of that stuff. But in the meantime, try to make the most of your situation without just getting all down. There's a real mental thing that's happening with a lot of people right now, and I think it's important for us to stay positive. Today's, Trey and I were born at a time, when I was your age, we were born at a time where, all we had was a phone. Like a phone. Like, that was it. My family didn't even have call waiting. So, that was it, and a television. Now, look at us, two idiots, like live broadcasting out to the world. Let's use it. Let's get out the info. Tilly, are you here?
What?
Tilly's here.
I have an album for the apocalypse.
Trey's album for the apocalypse.
Did not happen to have it at hand, but I did draw you the album cover. It's Saron 3 Supernature.
Oh, is that the disco one? Yeah.
Why, yes it is.
Yeah.
Why, yes it is.
It's fun. I can attest to the apocalyptic sounds of this.
It was awesome. Cerrone was a drummer who was found on the streets of Marseille, I believe it was, just kicking ass. And so somebody gave him a deal, and his first 2 albums are super awesome disco albums that are primarily concerned with sex and the recording of sexual acts set to disco music. So if you want to get yourself in trouble, like take a drive with your parents, put on Cerrone's Paradise. That would be the second one. But Cerrone 3 marks an interesting departure from his previously single-minded pursuits.
You should see this guy's get up too. I mean, it's right at 70s, right?
Oh yeah.
Right at 70s. I mean,
I want to say this one's 76, 77. They had just gotten a hold of one of those machines. I can't tell you which it was, but it was supposed to be a synth that would play a chord, but it was playing it in sequence. You know, a syncopated chord. Is that what you call it? Dicka dicka dicka. So they went with that, and they did Supernature, which is an entire album side that is, starts off with Once Upon a Time. And it's sort of a combination of the Island of Dr. Moreau and some other horrifying stuff, and it's about humankind's hubris and eventual downfall as it earns its place on Earth after its
that sounds apocalyptic.
Yeah.
Pretty apocalyptic.
And then it goes into the B-side, which is awesome, and the poor bass player who had to sit around for 10 minutes while the world dies gets to come back and be all jaunty, and it's awesome. And that's why I love Cerrone 3.
That's awesome. All right. And he listens to that every day. Every day.
Because the
I get up, I get my coffee and stuff like that, and there's this.
Science opened up the door.
Our neighbors must love us upstairs, man.
Oh, yeah.
Today I was blasting Allman Brothers, and he's blasting. What were you blasting today? What was the? Sorry, Liz.
Oh God, what did we blast today? Tilly pulled some cool shit out.
Tilly, what were you playing today? Your Mama's Big Fat Booty Band.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. They're hot.
Before
funky.
That was Shades of Blue by Madlib, which, the bomb. If you don't know Shades of Blue by Madlib, you probably should, because the hip-hop master mined the works of Blue Note to make some of the best hip-hop backbeats ever, and they don't have anyone rapping over it, so it's
Thank God.
for you.
What was I going to say? Oh yeah, that, we talk about, so what have you been doing? What are you listening to? I'm going to say that every episode. What are you listening to? What's getting you through your day? I'll tell you another thing I've been doing. Podcasts.
Oh my God, we're dumbasses. Everybody's talking to us. I just didn't scroll down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh.
Trey. Unbelievable.
Technology, man. I can't handle it. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Meg.
So, night season. When did she put that down? I don't even know. I've been listening to podcasts. I'm a true crime guy. I like all that. Like, I listen to Cold and what else? The Man in the Doorway or The Man in the Window, something like that. Crazy stuff, eerie stuff, and they're so well produced too. It's pretty mad. I just got into podcasts, so if you guys know some podcasts or anything, that's kind of cool. But I want to know about music. I want to know the music you're listening to. Tilly put on something yesterday, which is probably going to be my album number 2 in the Apocalypse tomorrow, so I'm going to save that for tomorrow. But everyone's got their own. If you're listening to Nickelback to get you through the apocalypse, hey, everyone needs their own apocalypse. And some more than others. So, I mean, they're easy to kick around, right? Who's still on with us? Are you going up and down? Can we see?
It looks like there's several people watching. It looks like Meg's watching, maybe.
Oh, everyone's gone.
Oh, nicely, dude. What's happening, bro?
Wait, what did Susan ask? Women's World Cup? I don't know about the Women's World Cup. Right now, is the Olympics going to happen? That's in summer.
Dude, look what Nicely saw.
Where?
He says he just discovered The Last Waltz from Scorsese.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, dude,
yeah.
That movie is... It's kind of sets the standard for all musical films, doesn't it?
I just like the Coke in Neil Young's nose. That's funny. No, that it's just a classic.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't seen that, go watch it. It's The Band, and it's their final show. They had all these guests, Joni Mitchell, Neil Young, Bob Dylan.
What's her name? Had to play behind the screen because she was from a different label.
Oh, I don't know.
Country girl.
God, it's been a while since I've seen. I own that. I haven't seen that in a long time. I overplayed that when I first started getting into the band, man. That's some really good stuff.
It's kind of it's kind of a different era too, right? I mean, it's still within the realm of my recollection, but I think folks younger than us probably didn't actually have a.
Well, I mean, their influence now, and especially today with the barrage of Americana and stuff like that. I mean, look no further than the band to see influence in that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean...
Oh, my God, yeah. Everything that got canceled in West Virginia was predicted by Martin Scorsese.
Yeah. So, what do we got here? I discovered the last one. Oh, no, that's Jason. Spy McCoy. Yeah. He said that. Oh, okay. What's up, Jason? Let's see. So, this is the way it's going to be. Like, we're just kind of sitting. That's all we're going to do. This is what it is. We're just going to be sitting here. Board games. What board games are you playing? I've got puzzles right now, 2 of them unboxed. One of them's this huge Grateful Dead puzzle. I don't know if I'm going to do that. If I end up doing puzzles, I'm in a lot of trouble. I do have Star Wars Monopoly.
I want on that now.
Yeah, well.
I think it ought to be Strip Star Wars Monopoly.
Strip Star Wars Monopoly. Tilly wants to play Monopoly.
And
no, she said Trey can stroke. Gosh. Now it's just dead air. We'd be the worst radio DJs ever.
No, actually,
Well, wait a minute. There are some rescheduled dates. I do know that when Papadocio canceled their Broadberry show, that's been rescheduled for either June 22nd or June 24th. I think it's a Thursday. And then, similar around that time, Perpetual Groove rescheduled their date in June at the Harvester Center in Salem by Roanoke. They rescheduled theirs as well.
And just to, we can't run out of stuff to talk about because we've got the rest of March and every single one of these cool bands that.
Yeah, but like Take Talk is supposed to be last week of this month at the Broadberry. And it said the Broadberry is closed for 2 months. If somebody else has got something on that, let us know. Closed for 2 months. By that time, Talk and a lot of these bands, these jam bands, they're on festy time. But hell, those festivals might get all junked. So, we're still a lot of streams going on. A lot of live streams going on from basements, studios. Again, like I said yesterday, Nathan Moore's Hippie Fiasco. Go ahead and join. He's playing all the time. So go ahead and join that. I did see that Molly and her family streamed a song.
Oh yeah.
Earlier today.
Yeah, we need to link that.
Yeah. Just
go
to Molly Murphy or go to Judy Chop's page. She probably threw it on the Judy Chop's page too. So another thing. So my friend Shane Harrison, shout out to Shane. He just walked around with his phone downtown Stanton. Hard to believe it's St. Patrick's Day today. Hard to believe. The streets were just empty. Saw a good amount of people in Baja. That looked over than 10. Just saying. And then I don't think anybody was in any of the bars. And again, like Buyer Street closed.
Besides, who knew an Irishman with fewer than 20 legs?
Yeah. By the way, my friends at Bricks, Franz and Kayla, all you guys at Bricks, apparently they are at the end of tonight or at the end of tomorrow night, they will be closed indefinitely. So no more pool for a while, unless you've got a billiard table in your basement. That's hard too. And I tell you, a lot of my friends are in the service industry. Hannah Lynch, thinking about you. This is going to be really, really tough. And for a lot of these people, and I don't give a damn what the administration is saying. Oh, you're going to get $1,000 check. That I'm not buying it. When I see it, I'll see it. And if you filed your taxes, okay, you might get some help here. But for these guys, I mean, one of my friends just bought a house. Screwed. But apparently there's been a hold on turning off utilities and, rent payments or something like that. Check out what's going on in your state and take it from there, I guess. If we can get a hold of this thing, I mean, China's all the way on the back, like I said earlier. South Korea's already on the back end. But, we all got to work together on it. What else? I don't know. Anything?
Well, let's see. If we can't draw Tillian, let's see. Well, let's see. Some of the other stuff that's been canceled this month. Oh, wow. Actually, you know what?
We went through all that.
There's one band we didn't talk about, Sun and Rain.
Sun and Rain, yeah. Patrick, he unfortunately had to cancel his shows as well. I think one of them was supposed to be at the Clock Tower.
It was going to be a big old jam
great
show
jam band, up and comer there.
The Clock Tower, that was going to be an interesting and comparatively new thing.
Yeah, that would have been great. They
regrettably
canceled. In fact, he had to cancel most of his April shows as well. And again, every day I'm scrolling through. My news feed isn't like food and cats. It's just news on music. That's all it is.
Man, you want to talk about one band that's taking a big hit right now is the Mantras.
Mantras are taking a hit, but they aren't touring as much as they used to.
I know.
And Mantra Bash is still on. Mantra Bash is still on.
For the moment, but their spring thing is done.
Yeah.
And, one had hoped that we had a chance, actually, possibly, to get a look at them, but that also isn't going to happen.
Mm-hmm. They were I think they did reschedule that. I don't have a date. They were going to play at the Mill Is it Mill Parlor? I think it's the Mill Parlor down in Blacksburg.
That one, I believe already went down, was going to, I don't see. But the Blue Fox show in Greensboro.
That
was coming up.
Yeah.
And furthermore, wow, we had a couple of shots to see Munyon too, but of course they fell apart.
Munyon had to cancel because they're losing their bass player.
Yeah.
This had nothing to do with a virus.
Sympathetic disaster, if you will.
Yeah. So.
Or a tangential disaster.
Tangential disaster.
I don't know. There's a geometric word for that applies. I'm not a geometer.
Spafford did a replay of one of their shows. This is happening all over. They're just replaying all these awesome shows. You could just stream all day. And I hear there's deals, like you can get nugs for free right now or something. I'm not a part. I don't get nugs. I'm kind of stupid that I don't. But I don't get it. So I think that's it. I think that's all we got. And hey, look who's joining us.
I'm just sneaking in. I got you guys Klondike bars and we have to go in the freezer.
Oh, is that Danger looking at us? Are you looking at us?
Steve Danger! Hey!
Dude,
look who's here.
Happening, bro?
Look who's here.
How are our ice cream reserves doing?
Did you get milkshake?
Well, I got a milkshake, but I got you guys Keith Klondike bars.
Yes.
That's good.
Believe me, we are, self-distancing and stuff, but, there's a reality. I think I've said this before. It is going to be very interesting to see what happens with the cabin fever deal in like 2 weeks. Discipline, people. Discipline. Just wait till they take away that alcohol. It's going to be insane. I just,
Lock everyone up and take away their alcohol.
I hear there's lines at the gun store. That's what I heard.
Wow.
I don't know.
You can't shoot the virus.
No, you can't shoot it. How about those people, this is a while back, everybody, from those people like, is it wrong if I guzzle bleach to kill it?
No.
What was that? Talk about thin the herd. No, you go ahead and guzzle that.
No, don't even.
That was on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Maybe they stole it from there.
I don't think so. I think people really believe
Charlie
that.
tried to guzzle the bleach to stop the poison from happening.
Oh, yikes.
Wow.
Were there any references to a Dead Milkmen song in
there? No, I don't know. No Dead Milkmen references.
Of course not. Nobody remembers them anymore.
Oh, people remember the Dead Milkmen. Does anybody remember the Dead Milkmen? Anyone?
I thought that Metaphysical Graffiti was a quite good album, so there.
Yeah, not bad. I was more of a King Missile fan. Those two bands kind of remind me a little bit of each other, just in their pseudo weirdness.
Yeah.
Except King Missile was weirder. They were weird.
Yeah. But not as weird as Scratch Acid. Yeah. Man.
Here's one thing I'm praying for. Please don't cancel Dome. I mean, if you have to, you have to. Please don't cancel King Crimson. Ugh. That would be the gut punch. That would be the KO.
King Crimson, isn't that in April?
No. It's in like July or something.
Yeah, it's like
We just gotta do it.
the hottest possible day of the year.
Yeah, so it's got to be. Yeah, Tool is at JPJ, April 22nd. We'll see what happens there. Early May. Oh, King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, but they're coming from Australia to Anthem May 1st. Don't know. Other ones that I'll probably miss. Acid Mother's Temple in Richmond, May 5th. Probably not going to happen. Fu Manchu in Baltimore, May 6th. Probably not going to happen. Elder with Bosk in Richmond, May 8th. Probably not going to happen. Between the Buried and Me in Richmond. Probably not going to happen. May 12th, Rival Sons at the National in Richmond. Probably not going to happen. And then May 14th through the 16th. Now, if everything's cool, we lose the first week of May and we start coming out of our cubicles May 10th. That's 8 weeks. And then Dome Fest May 14th. Now, Mountain Music Fest is still on for June 4th, but there was supposed to be like this pre-big thing for Mountain Music Fest. Yeah, that's gone. Everything else here, now we're getting into June, I don't even want to think about it. That King Crimson show I was talking about, June 30th.
Yeah.
Not to mention Flux Capacitors Festival, June 19th, 20th, 21st. But I'm not going to go there yet, although I just did.
We could talk about how awesome Flux Capacitor is and how lucky we were to see them
Yeah, we did that yesterday.
at Pompeii.
Yeah, we did
Did we
that.
do that?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if we mentioned, did I mention that Consider for 5 Points, April 4th? They've canceled that.
No!
That's April 4th. They've canceled that.
Oh, that was gonna. No.
5 Points is an awesome venue too. It's
5 Points
great
is
venue.
doing some charity stuff. They're a non-for-profit, 5 Points Music Sanctuary in Roanoke. They're a non-for-profit, and they're doing all kinds of stuff for the community, but their doors are shut. Their doors are shut. So it's a really cool venue too. It's in an old church, so the acoustics are amazing, and they cleared out all the pews in it, and it's really cool. I don't really like their ticketing. They have all these tiers. Like the bottom tier, you stand, you don't get a chair, which you shouldn't be sitting anyway. But sometimes you need to have a seat or pass out.
Don't pass out at 5 Points.
Yeah, you do.
All you have to do, it's like a couple bucks and you can rent a chair for the whole night.
It's not a couple bucks. It's
It was like $2.
It was $2.
Yeah, it was like $2.
Well, $2 more than I had.
$2 is like a whole beer.
Sleeping off. in
Not
the
there.
vestibule.
I don't
Beer's like $7. I tell you what, when this whole thing blows over to these venues hanging on by a thread, get ready for $10 beers. Get ready.
Oh yeah. Well,
They are going to nickel and dime you because they're lucky to be open. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
What was the verdict on the PBR Death Wish or whatever?
The
it's
black
called?
PBR
Yeah.
black, she hated it.
I
Um,
don't like it.
she said it tasted like bad PBR.
Like skunky PBR.
Yeah, for me, it's a 6.5. You could taste that it had the 6.5, but it's tough to go down. I'll give her that. It's tough to go down, but hey, the sacrifices you make for 6.5. Was it more expensive than regular PBR?
No.
No, same
No.
price.
Same price. At Total Wine anyways, I don't know
Wow.
where other places.
Oh, before I forget, speaking of beer, so Red Beer, whose doors are closed, they are doing off-site beer, filling up growlers. Now, you can't bring your own, but they'll fill up their growler. And I'm not even going to say that they're not charging for their growler. They probably are, but at a discounted price. So you can pick up beers at the Red Beer Brewing in Stanton, fill up a growler, and go pick it up outside. You just call ahead. And I also heard that New York might allow bars to sell their liquor off-site.
Oh, wow.
For whatever that means, there's probably a lot more to it.
How does that even work?
I don't know. Right?
Can I deliver
Just give you a
liquor?
picture.
Because-
Is the entire state like New Orleans now? Is it all drive-through? We don't know.
I would be the world's greatest liquor delivery guy.
You would. Especially with this hat.
Yeah.
I would.
I feel like you need cards for this hat.
I need to corner that market.
So, we are now, they called for the quarantine when? Last Friday?
That was the 13th, yes.
13th? We're going by the 13th now. So, today is St. Patrick's Day the 17th. So we are 1, 2, 3 days in.
That's great.
That is sobering. That's a sobering thought. And,
Excuse me.
you know, we're looking at the news feed. We're checking it out. Just nobody's watching. Tell us you're watching. Or
There's
not.
people watching.
There's people watching.
There's somebody watching.
Checking in, checking out. It's cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go lay back down, guys.
She's going to go lay back down. And you know what? Are we done?
Yeah, I think probably done.
Okay. Guys, love you. Be safe. I want to know. Homework. What are you listening to? What are your albums of the apocalypse? What movies are you watching? What podcasts are you listening to? Right? And just, what are you doing with when you're bored? Don't answer truthfully, if you know what I mean.
We know. We know you're
We
right.
already know what you're doing out there, sinner.
Cause I do it too.
But guys, we love you. And want you to take care of yourselves. Peace out. We will talk to you soon.
The